Hi, this is Jane with GreenBiz. Today we're going to discuss the benefits of planting in the wintertime and the benefits to both you and your plants. Now we know that in the winter, here in North Carolina, the ground does not freeze. If it does, it's just a little bitty bit. What I am discussing today does not apply to Minnesota, where I came from, because you cannot plant there in the winter. Okay, so this is for the southern climates. Number one reason, there is less transplant shock to plants that are planted at this time of year. The reason for that is it's cooler, so there's going to be less loss of humidity or loss of water from evaporation. Number two, there's going to be more rains. That's what happens in the winter. You get more rains. And so you will not have to be doing as much watering. That's a good point for you. The number three reason is that plants are in dormancy. They're resting. And so even a plant that keeps its leaves like this, it is not growing as rapidly. It's just kind of, like I said, it's resting. And so again, there's going to be less transplant shock to that plant. And of course, there are trees that are deciduous. They lose their leaves. That's okay. They're still alive. That root system is still alive. And they will do just fine if you transplant them now. Number four, if you plant your trees during winter, the root system has a chance to get kind of settled in to that new planting hole before spring and the heat of summer comes. And so it's giving it a head start. It's always good to give things a head start. Another good reason for having GreenBiz do your planting now versus spring and summer is that there will be less wait time for you. In the spring and summer, suddenly everybody thinks, oh, I've got to get it done. And so, well, they come and they pick out their trees, and then they end up having to wait for them to get planted because GreenBiz gets busy. That's good for us. In the wintertime, there is less call for us, and so we can come out to your house much more expediently. That's good for you. Now, I mentioned earlier that in the winter, there's often more rains, and that is true. We've been getting rains pretty much every week. However, if there is a dry period in the winter, so you've got, say, a brand new tree that has gone in, and there's about 2 weeks where you're not getting any rains, you will need to do supplemental watering. However, if it was done in the summertime, you'd be doing supplemental watering, well, 3-4 times a week. So again, it's easier for you. So to wrap things up, the benefits for planting in the winter is less work for you, that's a good one, and it's easier on the plants. They are going to have a better survival rate. And that's also good for you and your pocketbook. This is Jane with GreenBiz. Hope to see you out looking for some beautiful plants for your yard.